Okay, Renee, congratulations. How are you and how does it feel to be head coach of Arsenal Women?
I'm good. Yeah, no, I'm good. I've been good all the time, to be honest.
Yeah.
But no, I'm happy with it. It's been growing during my interim period. I got the role, served the club when Jonas left, and it all came very sudden. And I think we had the Vålerenga game in 1-2 days after. So all just in the moment, trying to prepare the team. And during those 2-3 months, there was like little moments all the time where I was like, oh, you see some more about the long term as well. And I think that becomes more part of the head coach role, because interim is very short term. And I thought that was interesting, and I wanted to look a little bit further ahead as well. And I saw some potential and had some ideas, and it just grew slowly. But here we are.
And Arsenal, we all know, it is such a massive club with so much history in the men's and the women's game. You know, the women's team has been so successful. And it seems so far your personality and your leadership has kind of cut through the pressure, and you seem so focused on the task of winning football matches. Yeah,
no, I'm very proud of being a part of Arsenal, obviously. I've played there when I was 17, Arsenal Academy. It's been a special club. So I'm very proud and very aware of how big the club is and what we mean to the world and to very many people. But I think what's been successful for us is the lightness about things and focusing on the task, getting some clarity and make football fun and get a sense of togetherness. And that's what we've tried to create. And that's what I've said to myself. We need to keep that as well. I need to keep that because I think that's very important for the players and everyone to keep on going in the direction we're going.
Yeah, and with the rich history of the football club and also the connections that goes many years back with the Dutch connection in Arsenal. Yeah. You're, I believe, the first Dutch manager of Arsenal Football Club.
Really?
And there are many Dutch players, past and present, at this football club. There's something about the Dutch philosophy of football, and the words that come to my mind are tactically creative, intelligent players that can do everything it takes to win a football match. And it seems like you have those tools in your head of bringing those ideas to life.
Yeah, it's hard to put a finger on where my ideas exactly come from. Obviously, growing up in the Netherlands, playing from young ages with both boys and girls, seeing a lot of men's football at the time because there was not a lot of women's football available. So that's obviously shaped me. But I've also spent 12 years in Sweden, so coaching in a different nation with different foundations and ideas and different players from other countries that I've worked with. So I think I've been in quite a lot of places, and I've been scouting at World Cups, Euros, so I've seen a lot of different things. I think the connection between Arsenal and the Dutch is very special. We have Albert, of course, the assistant coach on the men's side. So there seems to be something special, some special connection. Yeah.
And speaking of shaping you in terms of you as a coach, I'm sure you've got a really, really exciting future ahead now as well. I believe Serena Wiegman is like a role model to you. Can you kind of extend on what her qualities are that you like and kind of the Dutch connection again?
Yeah, I think together with a couple of other female coaches, she was groundbreaking in the Netherlands. She was one of the first to get her pro license, the highest coaching badge. And she was my assistant coach in the national team. Right when I left, she became the head coach. Right. And I just think her journey has been very inspiring for me to see that she was actually breaking norms. And I think she was very much herself in who she was. In what was back then quite a man's world. So she was, I thought that was very interesting to see that you don't have to adjust, you don't have to be someone else, you be yourself. And I think if I see how she's developed as well as a coach where she's at now, because I think that's many years ago that I've seen the first parts of her. And what she's very strong at, I think she's... I speak to her a lot about leadership and how to lead a group and who she is as a person and how you deal with things. So I can say more things about that than the actual football, but I think she's brilliant on that part.
Your role when you first came to Arsenal as an assistant coach, you worked on an individual basis with the players quite frequently.
Yeah.
We all understanding coaching the importance of individual player development, like specific parts of their game to improve on. And you can see the development of a lot of players at this football club in the last few years. How does this role now change for you?
Yeah, so I wanna keep that. I wanna still be close to the players.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of other things that come to the head coach role, but I need to make sure that at the end of the day, when I go home, I'm sure that I've been spending most of my time with players and staff, and not been by myself or working on other things. So I think that part is very important. As long as the players are in the building, we have to be available for the players and stay connected to them. But that's definitely helped me also in my role now to understand the players a little bit better from all perspectives. So I think I've got a good idea of who they are as persons, where they come from, what they're good at, and what their development areas are.
So going into your unbeaten run, 11 games unbeaten since you took interim charge and now, of course, head coach. Obviously, you probably don't want to be thinking too far ahead, but in order to win football matches, you probably want to start developing your own style as well. And from what many of the fans have seen, what we've seen, is a really nice balance in the team. What are your sort of plans now for the short and medium term?
I think we're on the right track. I think we want to be effective when we have the ball and not just have the ball for the sake of it. So we want to have purposeful possession, and I think we've been doing quite well the last 2 blocks with the variety of attacks. Sometimes we build longer attacks with a lot of players in the final third, and sometimes we go a little bit faster. And I think that variety has been great for us. It suits us, and I think it suits modern football as well, because you see at the end of the day we have such a great team. So a lot of teams will try and be very compact and defend with a lot of numbers, and it is very hard to break down. We have to keep on finding keys to do that, but we also have to find ways to break down teams in other phases of the game. And then what you've seen, hopefully, is that we put very high value on defending as well, and we do that as a team. I think the girls have been brilliant.
And then on a more personal note, with your connection to the football club and to the fans, we all know, how big the fan base has grown at Arsenal Football Club. It seems to me from the outside, I was at the Juventus game in the Champions League at the Emirates, and you scored late on in the game, and I watched your reaction, and to me that seemed like a turning point in perhaps towards your own belief that you can do this. But maybe that moment for you happened sooner, I'm not sure.
No, like I said, there was a couple of moments probably, and it could be bigger events, but could also be things happening around our training or meeting culture with the girls. But no, I think the Man United game where we play very well, we just don't win the game. We concede a corner late. The 1-1 game, but then the reactions of the fans afterwards. That was for me a very big moment. That okay, the fans are behind us, even though we didn't get the 3 points today.
Yep.
They understand and they like what we're doing, and they are supporting us. So I would say that moment was very big for me, and I think the goal against Juventus obviously there was a lot of relief, because I think we deserved the goal. It was just coming very late.
And I suppose on a final note, what's the ambition for the football club moving forward? I mean, it's probably winning, right? But how are you going to do that, and where do you see yourselves in the next few years?
Yeah, so for these 5 months coming, we were still active in 4 competitions, so we want to compete very well. And but what I think, we have so much quality here. We have all the possibilities with facilities and resources. I think what will make the biggest change for us is what culture we create and how we are as human beings, and what behaviors do we think are important for us to move forward. So I think the football, we have to stay on top of the game, and we have to keep on recognizing what will make us win games and where is the game moving. So be very proactive with that, and then adjust to that all the time, and hopefully being the first ones to do new things that work. But I think the main one is for us in our culture. So how hard do we work? How do we support each other? All those things. So that's going to be main focus for us.
Renee, thank you so much from me and everyone at Sky. We wish you all the best in your new role.
Thank you very much.